New Malaysia Herald. Backtalk is a series of articles and interview videos of personalities to discuss about certain issues that happened in the country a few years ago, many years ago, or even very recently. It all depends on the current situation of the day as well as the personalities involved. Today we will talk about some events that happened some 10 years ago and how these events affected the country, Malaysians, and even the rest of the world. Good evening, Datin Sri.
Good evening.
Thank you for sparing the time to answer some questions in this first segment of Back Talk with NMH. First question, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You've had quite a long days.
I have a very busy week. I have a very busy weekend.
Yeah. And today is Malaysia Day. Are we do restful?
Yes, all together.
Yes. Okay. First question, and I think many people out there want to know, how is Datuk Seri Najib? Now, he was not well earlier, but he's been discharged already from hospital.
Yeah, he's good. He had very bad osteoarthritis, and it struck him quite badly, and so it was very painful. That's why they had to send him to hospital, to GH. So he said, when I came to visit him, he said that he felt the pain, tremendous pain, and he said that he couldn't put his weight on that right leg. You know, it's not the knee; it's behind the knee.
I see.
And then he said he couldn't walk, and so he had to be wheeled.
He was in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair. So they gave him Panadol and painkiller, I think. Then they did MRI, everything else had a check. He's all right. He's okay, but the pain was still there, and it is still there. So they gave him Panadol and painkiller that made him nausea and dizzy. So he had to rest a lot. So I saw him on Saturday
In Kajang.
He still felt. Then they discharged him on Friday evening, and he said he still feels the pain. So he had to take the Panadol 4 times a day.
Oh.
So that's why every 8 hours.
That's why it's allowed.
Yeah. And the doctor who's the painkiller, it's a very strong painkiller. He couldn't walk up the steps. Then the guard have to
Hold him up.
hold his hand to help him to go upstairs. And he has to use the stick, the walking stick.
Oh.
But otherwise, he's all right. But he still feels the pain. And you know, the doctor is not the kind of person who complains. He will just bear it until he couldn't bear it anymore. So he said when I saw him last Saturday in Kajang, he had to be wheeled in a wheelchair because it's a long walk to where I had to see him. So that's the situation.
Okay, we pray the best for his health.
Yeah, but praying is one thing.
Yeah.
But that's what Allah says. You pray, but you must also have the initiative to make him, feel all right. And he's only 72.
Yes.
What do you expect him to be? You see. So that's the situation.
Okay. All right. We have a mission today to talk about some interesting events that happened in the past. This year marks the 10th anniversary of that the country was rocked with 2 major air disasters within a space of few months, actually 4 months. NMH 370 disappeared from the radar on the dawn of 18 March 2014, and until today, the plane nor the debris, and the unfortunate passengers and crew members have been found.
save for a few debris found on the shores of a few islands and countries in various parts of the world. Very intriguing, right?
It's very mysterious.
Exactly. Then on 17 July 2014, the world was awakened to the shocking news that NMH17 was down while flying over eastern Ukraine. This time, once again, there are no survivors, but bodies and belongings of the passengers and the plane debris were found scattered at the scene of the downing. But there is more to this story that many may not be aware of. So we thought that we will, pick a little bit of your memory and see whether you can share with us some interesting insights. You being the person closest to the Prime Minister then, your husband, would you care to share with us the emotions that went through both your minds at that time? First with MH370 and then with MH17 shooting.
I think with MH370, it's very, very perplexing.
Right.
How it could happen and why it happened. I wish everybody, would come to their mind that, look, we have to know what really happened. I know that my husband was very, very upset, but that was it. Even though countries like Australia, New Zealand, and many China, they were trying to help out where the plane was or landed or sank or sunk. Nobody really knew about it until now. So this is extremely mysterious. Even the best scientists, is volunteering to help, but until now there's no answer, a certain answer to it. Then after that, MH17 happened. That I saw my husband was very, very. He was very involved, in trying to decide what to do next and how to do it. Whom does it get in touch with? You're dealing with very complex matter.
Yes.
You're dealing with a very difficult situation. So what do you do? And I knew that he was extremely upset. He was extremely involved in his mind. So all that I could do was just to watch him coming in and out, in and out. And later on, we found out that this was during fasting month. I remember that, and we wanted to have our saho. And then I went to the bathroom, and I saw him looking at the mirror. So I was asking him, I said, "Why are you looking at the mirror?" He said, "No," he said, "I don't know what happens to the man that I sent in." This man apparently was supposed to report in every sanctuary that he went to. Reported and said, and he's not called me for 2 days. I hope it's okay, I said, I was worried as well. Being a wife, you share your husband's problems. Then 2 days later, the colonel called him up and he said, "That I heard, overheard. Why didn't you call me?" He said, "No, I was good, I went in and then I had a meeting with all those people. They were very kind and prepared him sahu, not sahu, but puasa, it was fasting. And so they had their negotiation. Then I knew that they only wanted the Malaysians to be in and nobody else.
Right.
So that's why it was very, very harsh. What do you call it? Very harsh planning.
Yeah.
Executing.
Yes.
And nobody was supposed to know, otherwise a lot of things can go wrong. And then they wanted the bodies to be taken out and put on a train and sent to Ukraine. So then after the bodies came back here, the Malaysian, my husband wanted the bodies to come back before Hari Raya. I think we managed to bring back. And it was a very sad affair when we went to the airport to receive the bodies.
I think whoever did this, they should have a conscience now, you know. If not anything, they should have a lot of regret for what they had done to all these lives and to the plains of Malaysia.
I think the Dutch authorities had, I think 3 of them have sent to jail. One was released, but there's no closure. You know?
Yes,
That's a
we,
sad
we
part.
went. We went to Amsterdam. We went to where they put the memorial where you pay respect to the victims of NMH 17. But I don't know what happened after that. That's what you say. There's no closure. Nothing definite, really. And nobody, they wouldn't own up and say, hey, I did it, no, nobody wanted to do that. So it's just very, very unfortunate. You know?
Actually, it was a fluke, I think, a missile that it was
So
meant to
I
be.
don't know if ever it's a very heartless thing, to do that.
Yeah, that's
And these are innocent lives,
true. Well, so that's why the next question is relevant as well. As a mother and a wife, how did the tragedy affected you personally, especially when so many families were grieving, as you were saying, the loss of their loved ones? Did you find yourself reflecting on your own family, and how did you balance your personal emotions with your role as a public figure? And I think there was a family member of Datuk.
Yes, the step grandmother.
How do you like?
When you're in that position, you have got to know how to separate, your emotion, family emotion, public, that it was public, and even how your your behavior or your emotion in public. You have got to know how to I wouldn't say hide, but how to push it back.
Yeah, present up front.
Yes, you have to be strong. Being a prime minister's wife is not. It's not easy. Like emotionally, physically, but you have got to know how to separate what is right and what's wrong, what you should take it seriously, what you should throw out, and what is, if you're in the right, people can say anything they like, but you must always come back to the fact that Allah is there. You must believe in Allah. So that at that time, I went with my husband to see the families, try to do the most that we could to pacify them. And we even I think 2 or 3 families even got quite close to us, close to my daughter. Then after a while, everybody went their separate ways. But I still like, the time that the day that thing happened, I still give my my condolences or in memory of those that who had been involved with that accident.
Okay, and that's great. Lately, there have been a few articles and videos on social media with various parties claiming that certain people were behind the negotiations and deals with Donets and the Ukrainian authorities. Would you be able to share with us as much as you are aware and allowed to disclose about who was really responsible for retrieving the bodies of the fallen Malaysians and the black box and anything else?
I suppose it doesn't matter whoever wants to claim, but they should ask themselves first. Do they deserve to claim? But I know for sure that my husband was very involved in that negotiation, in that duty to bring back the bodies and to do as much as he could to pacify the families. Because what had happened had happened. But he wanted to do much more for those families involved, especially that he wanted to pacify them. He wanted to say that, look, the government has done the best. And I think he did. Whether they're happy or not, it's
Subject.
yeah. But he did the best that he could, and I know my husband will do the best that he could for the rakyat and for those victims, families of the victims.
Skillful art of negotiation, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot to do. It's a lot for him, But what he had to do,
Needed a strong woman to be behind. Final question. Since your husband is unable to be here with us today to share with us his thoughts on MH17, in your meetings and discussions with him, was there any mention about it? I'm sure it's 10 years and I'm sure it's still fresh in his memory.
You must understand that Datuk Najib is a very private person. He knows how to separate his work from home life. So when he comes back, he puts all his work outside the door. And he's a family man, he's a father, he's a husband. But the moment he gets out of my door, then he is, he was a prime minister. He was a government servant, he belongs to the rakyat, and that's it. So we had that understanding. But the moment he comes back, and he's a husband, and he's a father back again, So whatever he wants to tell, he tells. But he doesn't tell, we leave it. We just enjoy the family front. When he's back in the house, he doesn't deserve to be for us to upset him.
To be troubled.
He's very tired outside there, It's a lot of thinking to do. It's a lot of balancing that he had to do. That's a lot of thinking that he had to do.
I think a lot of judgment calls as well. What to do with this idea,
Not only that, but I think he also had to have vision. There are times when in the car, he'll ask me, say, what else does the rakyat need?
He's always thinking that.
Yes, and welcome to a function. So I said, I don't know. So what do you think is still lacking with the rakyat? What do you think they need as a family? What do you think they need as a father, mother? So we'll talk about it,
I believe he's still asking about what the rakyat needs now,
He's very affected. If we say that, this is the thing, the rakyat is feeling the pinch, that the price of food has gone up, then he gets very affected, And he gives us, a thought or two of what it should be and how it should be, sorted out. But we can see that he's very, very concerned.
He's devoted so much of his life to the country and the people.
To the country and also to the party. The first thing they say, how's Barisan, He's sometimes, I told him, I said, when you come out, enough of all these nonsense, I said, we have sacrificed you to the rakyat for a long, long time. I said, I think it's time for you to come back to us, We want you to spend time with us, And sometimes, even though we are possessive, we know that he belongs to the rakyat. So we just have to let him go. This is why I said, honey, I think what's important, you have to, spend time with the family.
Devote the time.
Yes, and then, the time that he has missed, be with the family.
Especially your grandchildren.
Being with us. And he said, you don't understand me. Okay, I said, I don't understand you.
In his DNA.
I said, okay, you can be concerned about what's happening, If they need your help, you have. But if they don't need your help, I said, we need you. I think that's important. So we always discuss things like that. And even the children would tell, Daddy, we need you to be with us, Because you must understand, when he was in the public me. Sometimes it's so funny. He talks about the children and say, Gina is, my daughter is also in that school, and then the person will say, Datuk Sri, what form is she in? And she's saying, what form is she? So everything is handled by us, by me, as a mother. So to me, I only, I said, okay, you belong to the people, you belong to the rakyat, you do things for the rakyat, but the rest of the home front is all me, and people don't understand that. They think that I interfere. I honestly don't interfere, but as any wife should be. I think they're entitled to give their opinion, whether your husband takes it or not, it's up to him, you see. But
Why waste all those years of education?
They'll just be quiet, absolutely, you see. So this is why I don't understand. I say, Rosmah is different. I don't interfere, but if I have something good to suggest, then I just voice it out, you see. Whether he takes it or not, it's up to him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's their choice.
Yeah, if it's beneficial to the rakyat, why not?
Yeah.
Like my Pemata program.
Yeah.
So, and I do a lot of other charities as well, you see. Like I was invited to give talks overseas, which I think as a leader's wife, I should go. It's not so much of me. It's about what Malaysia can sell to them, what Malaysia can show to them, where how we take care of our children. How do we take care of these children below 5 years old? And I'm so happy that most of them emulated, what we were doing. When I went to San Francisco, this cancer hospital, we wanted to do this hospital, kanak-kanak.
Yes.
The specialist hospital, which we didn't have at that time. But I wanted, because I visited a lot of these children in the kampung areas where they suffer from unusual diseases.
Right.
And they go, I said, do you go for treatment? I said, yeah, but nothing much that they know about diseases like this. So I said, why don't we have a specialist hospital? You do research on all these tropical diseases. I said, and find ways and means how to treat the children or the babies. And and then whatever you have discovered, I said, you share with other hospitals.
Right.
Similarly, the other hospitals overseas, they should also share with us how to treat the children. And it's such a pity when a child has to go overseas for treatment, because they don't have any treatment here. The mother, father, the relative, they all want to accompany the child, but they didn't have. They've got no means, to be with the children, and they have to start begging for donations here and there. So I said, why don't we have the hospitals here? We create this specialist hospitals, but we cooperate with them. We have this MOU where we share technologies, we share knowledge. And I also told them, this is maybe people thought I interfere, but I have these ideas. I just voice it out. You want to take it, you take it. You don't want to take it, so be it. And I said, you have this. Then when when you have your MOU, and when this child needs a treatment, the child doesn't have to go to that hospital. You can do it here. And now with modern technology, where the doctors, the specialists over there can guide you through what you call this? All this. All these modern gadgets, and they just guide the surgeon here. So the surgeon, so the specialist can share the knowledge with the surgeon over there. You see, that was the kind of cooperation that we aspired to have. In fact, we already start the side of MOU with this hospital in Australia, specialist hospital, children's specialist hospital, and we also had we started MOU with children's specialist hospital in UK, in
John
London.
Hopkins also, I think.
Yeah.
You all had one with John Hopkins as well.
John Hopkins was the Center for Talented Youth, you see.
Okay.
But with the hospital itself. And we also had MOU with this cancer hospital in San Francisco. So they were, the CEO there was very impressed. That hospital, they only take care of children who suffer from various kinds of cancer. So they are very advanced in their cancer research for children. So these are the things that we should aspire, not just,
And thanks to both of you, we now have a hospital wanita kanak-kanak.
Yes, but hospital wanita dan kanak-kanak is just more of a mother and child. But to have the child
Dedicated.
that was what we wanted to do in UKM. The hospital there. But I don't know what happens now. And that hospital, we really wanted it. The Permanent committee of ours wanted it to be only for children, so rare diseases, but stress on research and development. We had already rooms for one or two to a room, modern machines, modern technologies, and then we even had rooms for the parents to stay, to take care of the babies, or the children, So we thought of all that, the requirement of a child, when the child goes to hospital, you see, and like a follow-up treatment, you don't have to go back, because some may come from, the interior of Malaysia, but you don't have to go back, you can stay there, you see, until the baby's treatment is completed. So the parents, the mother can take care of the child. See how beautiful it is.
Mostly your courses that you decided to take on about children, about early education. As a mother myself, as a mother of special kids, special children, I'm truly grateful for going all out to for people like us. If there's ever an opportunity, I think you should come and give some advisory, because I think
we'll think about it when we get.
Okay, Datin Sri, thank you so much for an insightful look into the events that occurred during that time. Our hearts go to the passengers, crew and their family members, and we pray that one day there will be closure for both MH17 and MH17, inshallah.
And also pray for my husband.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Of course, I think the country needs what he can share.
That's what I told him. I said, we want to take care of him. He needs, and he deserves that taken care of by the family, by the wife. That's the saddest part, that he's there and I'm not able to take care of him. Well, he needs us,
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.